Good evening. I will use 5 minutes of your time. So you are privileged to be part of this audience. My name is Otto. I am a lawyer. I am a retired politician. I'm now an environmentalist. And I live and work in Spain. So you need to pay a little bit of attention to me. It may help. I first of all want to thank the administration of Gulu Senior Secondary School for inviting us, accepting my invitation. I thank the organizers of the Climate for Change, the drum actors, and everyone. The world has 8.5 billion people. The world has capacity to keep 10.4 billion people. The people live on a planet called Earth, and there are many other planets, Jupiter, Mars. In a click of the mouse, you can have America under the sea. With the nuclear arsenals human beings have developed, with the population expansion, we are destroying planet Earth faster than it should have ordinarily been. We are the biggest enemies. We human beings are the biggest enemy of human civilization. And it's going to ultimately cause human extinction if we don't do something. The sun is 149 million kilometers from the earth. The sun is 149 million kilometers from the earth. God was very wise to make the sun 145 million kilometers. If the sun was 147 million kilometers, there will be no life on earth because everyone will burn. Now, God in His wisdom created another layer called the ozone layer. This is a ceiling that protects the earth from the sun. It seals the sun so that by the time the sun arrives on earth, it is a little kind. Now, what are we human beings doing? We are doing activities that is destroying that layer called the ozone layer. Which activities are destroying the ozone layer? Some of you will have the opportunity to write this in exams. This is free lecture. One day, and your teachers are here, they are here. And so those who have left, they will start asking you what were they saying. There are about 4 major human activities destroying the ozone layer. 1, commercial flights and international flights. For every plane, like the minute we have been here at J.F. Kennedy International Airport, every 1 minute, 5 planes land. For every 1 minute. So we've been here about 1,200 planes have landed from the time of the show. That is how fast the world is. So for every plane flying, it releases toxic substances to the clouds and it makes the ozone layer become porous. The other things we are doing, we are destroying the environment. We are cutting trees. The trees consume carbon monoxide. The trees release and produce oxygen. The trees protect our river streams and oceans, so that the water does not evaporate. We are cutting the trees. And that is why in this part of the world, called northern Uganda in Acholi, the suns have taken longer than we have expected. It's because of our human activity. In Sweden, in the Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway, in Finland, the ice is melting faster than any human being anticipated. Because that part of the world is so cold. It's so cold that you must be daring to move from here to town without proper clothing. Your body will give way. So because it's so cold and the sun, the ozone layer is being destroyed, the ice is melting at a faster rate than human beings anticipated. And scientists have calculated that probably in 40 years, the entire ice will melt. And when ice melts, it turns into water. And when it turns into water, the water should find its way That is why you have floods. In some parts of the world it is so hot, and in some parts of the world it is overflooded because of human activities. Now what should we do, students of Gulu Senior and Secondary School? What should we do? If we don't put our best foot forward, the human race will be extinct. I don't think God will make another Garden of Eden. God made for us the garden, and we are abusing it. It is our call as students to join the environmental crusade. I am a self-appointed environmentalist, and I lead a group called Repair People, RPP. We are glad that we have fought the charcoal trade in the Acholi sub-region, and now even the government has issued a total ban on charcoal in North and Eastern Uganda. Let us clap our hands. When you go back to the villages, first thing, tell your parents not to cut the trees, especially in the wetlands, because they are providing a canopy to the rivers. The second thing, you must engage in planting trees. But, listen to this. Don't plant a tree now that you have planted 100 trees and then you go and cut 100 trees. Because it will take 20 years for these trees to do what the other trees you are cutting were doing. That is suicidal. They did it in Nepal and they have not recovered. So you plant now and cut in 20 years. But we say, students, prevention is better than cure. You want to plant pine, you want to plant eucalyptus, you are cutting yam, you are cutting bale, you are cutting uero, you are cutting ajuga. Can you plant yam? Maybe you can. So let's plant trees. The first thing, we stop massive tree cutting. Second thing, we have to form environmental clubs. I want to come back and talk to you under trees. I want to contribute seedlings, SRPP, to the environmental club of this school. I commit myself, teachers, to give 1,000 seedlings to Gulu Senior and Secondary School. What else should we do? Among the Baganda, they have adopted a very good culture. When there is a traditional marriage, the list does not only include lambs, gomsi for man, goats. The list has been extended to include trees to be brought by the other family to accompany the gomsi and lambs. Can we embrace that culture? Can we embrace that culture? I'm speaking to the international audience, but let me explain it in the local language. Bondo lo mikado wa ike makibiri nyo gomsi kama ta kibiri kayo tien jabun mamukan magari labolo liste tuom kumako bagolo kidogo melo gena cheni listi ba mere chere wa kilu nyoru ni Odonga to wayo ni miera kade nyomo tiega miera keliari ki wayo wele ho ya cheni miera keliari ki na nyomo don't take me President Barack Obama said, I want to quote him, "You are the change we have been waiting for. Don't expect anyone else to do it for you." And I want to thank the organizers of this, the Agents for Change, Climate of Change, for bringing this campaign to the students. Please let it roll to all other schools. We have consumed our time. We have destroyed our portion of the environment. We have given bad examples to our children. It's time for us to give back to the children because the future belongs to you. So let's take up the campaign. So when you go home, tell your parents, the day I'm getting married, after my university degree, please include 100 trees that the people from the men's side should bring. And if they don't bring, if they bring other things, and they don't bring the trees, please tell them to go there in the evening. There is opposite the washing bay, there are trees for sale. It's just 1,000 shillings.
And now we are closing. into money man and a baby long ago. Kwenye ngome charo ngom kwaro kanino mo ndako dakaparo. Gulu.